All right, guys. So here is your journal page for multiplying and dividing integers. This should be on page 41 in your journals. It should be the page that is facing the multiplying and dividing, facing the subtracting integers page. Okay, so multiplying and dividing integers. As you already know, it's maybe the most simple task known to man in all of mathematics. You are going to just pay attention to the signs. And you're going to do what we normally do with multiplying and dividing. But if the signs are the same, your answer is going to be positive. If the signs are different, the answer is going to be negative. Here's how one way that I've learned it before. So we have a good guy and a bad guy, and they're going to town and they're leaving town. So if we have a good guy and that guy comes to town, that's positive. If we have a good guy and that guy leaves town, that's negative. If we have a bad guy and that bad guy comes to town, that's negative. But if we have a bad guy and that bad guy leaves town, that's positive. So that's something that I learned. You guys know I like to tell you all the little silly things that I've learned. So here are some examples for you. So the first example we have, we're going to do division first. We've got negative 18 divided by negative 9. So I'm going to do my normal dividing. 18 divided by 9 is 2. And since my signs are the same, when I'm dividing, my answer is going to be positive. Here's another one. I've got negative 6 divided by 3. So my signs are different. So before I even divide, I already know my answer is going to be negative. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. So my answer is negative 2. All right, here's another one for us. 12 divided by negative 4. So my signs are different. My answer is going to be negative. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So my answer is, you guessed it, negative 3. All right, and now I have a positive divided by a positive, and you guys already know how to do this. So 25 divided by 5 is, sorry, let me move this guy out of the way. 25 divided by 5 is 5, and my signs are the same, so my answer is positive. Okay, now I have some multiplication. I have negative 6 times 7. My signs are different, so my answer is going to be negative. So now I'm going to just multiply like normal. 6 times 7 is 42, so my answer is negative 42. Here, I've got negative 10 times negative 10. So my signs are the same, so I know my answer is going to be positive. 10 times 10 is 100. Okay, so it gets a little bit more complicated when you're multiplying multiple numbers together. So here's what I want you guys to think about. Even though our rule is same sign positive, different sign negative, when we end up with more than two numbers that we're multiplying together, you have to think about it a little bit differently. So I'm going to start by multiplying negative 5 times negative 2. So that's a negative times a negative. So when I multiply those together, it's going to be positive. So the answer is going to be positive 10. But then I have to multiply positive 10 times negative 1. So my positive 10, because this guy's right here, is positive 10. And now I'm going to have to multiply that times negative 1. That's a positive times a negative. So my answer is going to be negative. So these two kind of cancel each other out. And then they have to multiply against this one, who is still a negative. So now here's another one where I have 4 instead of 3. So I'm going to multiply these two together. Negative 3 times negative 2. That's going to give me positive 6. And now I have to multiply positive 6. Now I have to multiply positive 6 times negative 2, which is going to give me positive times a negative is going to give me negative 12. And then I have my negative 1 left over. So I have to multiply times that negative 1. So negative 12 times negative 1 gives me positive 12. Another way to think about it is these two kind of cancel each other out. These two kind of cancel each other out. So if you have an odd number of positives or an odd number of numbers that you're multiplying together and the signs are the same, then it's going to be negative. So you have to have even numbers of positives or negatives. Even number of negative signs, okay? So think about, do 2 together, cancel each other out, and turn positive. All right, thanks so much for playing along. Good luck.